Today's episode was inspired by a video posted by Pocket Watching with JT titled College versus Courses, where he attempts to pick apart Grant Cardone's real estate courses. The purpose of this video, however, is not to call out fake financial gurus like JT who talk down the things that real financial experts offer. I'm a true financial expert working in the financial services field and training men to be leaders and millionaire level family providers for 40 years. So I have seen a lot of men like JT. They try to hide their inability and insecurity by preaching against things that real experts do that they can't. Now, in order to write a book or to produce a course that contains substantial value, you must know a lot about it or be an expert in that subject matter. JT talks down financial experts who produce courses and publish books because he cannot produce either one with substantial value. He knows that if he tries to do it, that will expose him as a fake guru. Now, you will immediately see that he cannot offer financial education that has substantial value, which can lead you to the millionaire level, okay? Now, the thing about this particular video of JT's made me start thinking or wondering, why do a lot of women enroll in college after their relationships end? Why don't they just take a course that can improve their relationship knowledge and skills? So let's talk about it. A lot of women enroll in college after a relationship ends in an effort to increase their SMV or sexual marketplace value. They perceive that if they can move up an educational class, they will meet a better class of men. Other women try to increase their educational level so they can boss up, believing that if they become a boss chick, they can get a high value man, but won't need a man. See, these ladies don't understand that the boss mentality in a woman is going to increase their problems with men. See, men want a real woman who is feminine, not a boss female who acts like a man. That's just like dating another dude. Two dudes make doo-doo, so there'll always be some shit. Then there is, or when there's a lot of shit in a relationship, it makes you want to wipe everything clean, so you break up and you start all over again. So it's just rather than going to college to increase your SMV or to boss up, so you won't need a man, how about taking a course or reading a book that will give you the information that you need on how to pick a better man and how to improve your relationships with men? If a happy, healthy, and successful relationship is what you really want, why not let someone teach you how to get what you want? See, there are no college courses that I know of that can teach you how to do this. Now, I understand that a lot of you ladies have tried this before. And the reason it didn't work is because you picked the wrong man to teach you. See, Steve Harvey did you ladies a great disservice with that Think Like a Man book. And I told women back in 2014 that it would hurt, not help their relationships, but so many of them swore up and down that it was helping them. However, I would bet you if someone surveyed those same ladies today, their relationship status has not changed for the better. And I could almost predict if they told the truth and didn't allow their male ego to make them lie, those same ladies would say that their relationships were either worse or unchanged. The vast majority of the women who followed Steve's 90-day cookie rule 8 years ago are still lost, lonely, and looking today. Now, ladies, after a relationship's end, you are in an emotional state, so that is not the best time to make financial decisions that could have a long-term impact, like going to college, all right? Relationship problems are short-term, therefore you should never make a long-term financial decision to solve a short-term problem. Now, when you want to get schooled on how to solve your relationship problems, it is better to get educated rather than going to college. See, the purpose of college is to prepare you to serve in a corporation, not to serve a husband or family. Instead of going to college after a relationship ends, find someone who can teach you what you did wrong and how to do better next time. All right, if a good relationship is what you really want, you need someone to show you what you have going on inside of you that makes you keep picking the wrong dude. Now, you need someone who can teach you how to select a man who will appreciate or lead you to increase your personal value to both him and yourself. And you need someone who can show you the value that you have inside of you and how to bring it out so that the next man you choose will never want to lose or leave you. Now, after relationships end, the best thing to do is to get educated, not college indoctrinated, okay? Now, the word education comes from the Latin word educare, which means to bring out. The true purpose of education is to help a person bring out the best that they have inside of them to offer to the world. And the thing that I do best for both men and women is give them the information that will help bring out and or master their confident masculine and powerful feminine, which will increase their SMV and make them become a high value option to choose. Now, one of the reasons why a lot of men are not currently a high value option is that they were never educated to bring out the key elements of manhood inside of themselves that will make men high value to women. And those keys are not what a man like Steve Harvey would tell you. See, the man who is high value to women is a guy who has the qualities of a good man, a good husband, a good father, and a good provider, or the Russell Wilson type. And that's why many women were praying Sierra's prayer, right? But weak red pill cats will call Russell Wilson a simp because he's a nice guy, and they believe nice guys finish last. But do you know why nice guys end up with Sierra? Okay, it's because women who are 10s realize in the end that they have no future with a guy like Future. See, nice guys may finish last, but they end up being first in the life of a woman who's a 10 because at the end, she realizes that she needs a man who is a husband. And see, nice guys make the best husbands, and here's why, okay? Ephesians 5:25 says, husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it. And this scripture is telling us that a man has to not only love his wife, but he must also be willing to die for her, as Jesus died for the church. But the red pill guy would never be willing to die for his wife, so he would make a terrible husband. Ladies, a man has to be willing to die for you, but all you have to do is choose the right one. If you choose the wrong man, it's not his fault, it's yours, okay? You can pick a nice guy or husband, or you can pick a red pill bum. If he's a bum, then that bum is a direct reflection of your intelligence. You picked him, so you have to take responsibility for your inability to choose wisely. Now, if you keep choosing the wrong man over and over again, it simply means that you need someone to teach you how to pick the right one.
The following is presented under Title 17 US Code 107 that allows fair use of a copyrighted work for the purposes of criticism, teaching and parody. Any attempt to infringe upon the right of fair use will result in an immediate legal response.
One thing I will give men credit for, when they level up in life and start making money, they also level up in the women that they choose as well. But not y'all girls. It don't matter how well y'all start doing in life. It don't matter how high you climb up. You always gonna walk back down, pick you a pookie, and try to bring him back up with you. And usually the only thing that happens is he bring you right back down to square one, or even worse. Y'all girls be out here putting your whole livelihood at risk behind these men, losing licenses behind these men, doing illegal activity with your jobs and everything else. What's the problem? Is it a lack of self-esteem? Is it a scarcity mindset? Why can y'all level up in every other aspect in your life except the men that you choose? Like, where is the disconnect coming from? You done found a way to get degrees. You done found a way to move up the corporate ladder. You done found all of these different avenues to do well in life, but you can't do well in the pickings of men that you choose. What is the problem, sis?
Now, the sad reality is a lot of women are not on the planet anymore because they decided to mess around with a Pookie or Ray Ray in the meantime while they waited for the real man to come along. But what they find out too late is that Pookies and Ray Rays are just mean. See, they become dangerous after a while, and they are always the usual suspects when a woman is harmed. Now, as you can see in this Atlantic article using data from the Centers for Disease Control, they report that if a woman in America meets a violent demise, it was most often perpetrated by a former or current intimate partner. These guys' weaknesses and insecurities make them feel like the woman is acting as if she's better than them. And this causes a level of resentment that can rise up to hatred, so they will want to take her down a peg or two. You see, when Pookies and Ray Rays get hurt emotionally, they either cheat on a woman to hurt her back emotionally, or they hurt her physically. And this usually happens once a woman realizes that a Pookie or Ray Ray is not a real man, and then she challenges him, be a man. And see, this emotional injury in that situation turns to rage, and because of the power that a man has in his hands, he can destroy things very quickly. So before Pookies and Ray Rays know it, they do something violent with their hands that causes the woman to exit the planet. Sisters, there are a lot of guys walking around who look like real men, but they're not. And see, there is a difference between a real man, an adult male, and a man-sized boy. A lot of sisters pick the adult male not realizing that he is an imposter. See, he's an adult, but he has not figured out how to be a grown man yet. He's winging it and doing the best he can. However, he knows that he doesn't know what he needs to know, but his ego won't let him find another man that can teach him. A lot of sisters also pick the man-sized boy because of his boyish charms, and the instinct to mother kicks in when they meet him, and this type of woman will try to help him grow up, fulfill his rap dreams and other things. That is until she gets tired of dealing with a boy and start wanting to have a man that's going to be the man. I have a book titled Relationships, Everything You Need to Know Before You Get Married. Sisters, it'll teach you how to identify the characteristics and qualities of a guy who is a husband. If you want to be married successfully, you have to select a man that is a husband, not just a man, all right? Now, there's a difference between a man, a married man, and a husband. If you marry a man that is not a husband, you will only have a married man. Then you will have to go through some changes with him as he struggles to learn how to transform from a married man into a husband. Now, you can't do what you don't know how to do or what no one has ever taught you to do, all right? Therefore, a lot of men never make the transformation to husband. The woman gets frustrated with him, then she files for divorce and the marriage ends. Ladies, do yourself a favor and get this book for your man if you want to have a real man and a husband. Now, I also have an audiobook titled There's Gold in Them Hills that teaches you ladies the economic value that you have inside of you, which if you had the right man to draw it out of you, the potential for you to produce wealth for your family is exponential or at the million to billionaire level. See, every woman on the planet is walking around with that wealth building power capacity inside of her. But the only catch is God set it up for that wealth to be drawn out of her by her husband in order to fulfill his vision for their family. Now, if you ladies get this audiobook, you will realize immediately that the information is valuable and you will never have a problem ever again answering the question, what do you bring to the table? Well, that's all that I have for now. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, share this video with your family and friends, and I'll be back with something new that nobody told you. Until then, remember that God loves you, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And I'll see you next time on Zero to Millions and Dr. Will Enterprises.